I'm Thomas. I'm a photographer and I'm a retoucher as well. And I'm here to review for you the new technique presented by RGG Erdu and Earth Oliver uh, regarding the next step to frequency separation called advanced texture cleanup. What about it? Okay, first of all, I have to say that I'm always excited to see new tutorials and reviews by RGG EDU because they really, these guys are really know how to present new things about retouching, about high-end retouching, and they they are really capable of finding the people that do it well. For example, when I knew about frequency separation before them, but when they introduced the method, I think it was like the best product they ever made by Michael. Polish name, I don't really remember it. Sorry, Michael. I will just prefer to call you Michael if you ever watch this. Um, you're a very good retoucher. He's a very good retoucher, guys, and he really took it to a next level by performing an action of frequency separation with the apply image and subtract technique of the low frequency. So that became a standard for all high-end retouchers, an industry standard, and now with this tutorial that RGG EDU has published by Earth Oliver, uh, they are really claiming to be reinventing it and taking it to a next level. So let's start. I have two pictures here. One is done with frequency separation and the other one is done with advanced texture cleanup. Which one do you think is which? Uh, can you see the difference? Well, I know the difference because I know my workflow, and I think that the advanced texture cleanup technique is a little bit better. But is it better enough for someone to actually buy this tutorial? And this is probably why what you're here to see. The answer is both yes, but it's also a no. Why I say this? Okay, first of all, let's just dive in the details and of the two techniques and compare them. And let's find out what is really better with advanced texture cleanup and what is what areas is it improving. Is it really such an innovation by RGG EDU or is it someone else's innovation? And why I'm asking this? It's basically I will not present detailed more many details about the sorry about that. I will not present many details about how you actually do the action. I'm not going to give the action, but I will say that take frequency separation, um, replace the Gaussian blur with median filter, and instead of a normal brush, use the mixer brush. And basically, this is what advanced uh, texture cleanup claims to be like a new frequency separation 2.0, they call it, and the old one is frequency separation 1.0. So uh, it's not very innovation, to be honest. What you will buy with this tutorial is actually a workflow of a very capable retoucher. Earth Oliver is a very capable retoucher, but you are not going to reinvent the wheel. Let's say, okay, frequency separation was a method before RGG EDU and before Earth Oliver, before Michael Polish surname guy. Frequency separation was there, and all high-end retouchers knew about it, and then you made it a little bit better, you gave ideas, yes, and now you're actually improving it. Nobody's saying that you're not improving it, I'm talking to you, RGG EDU. But what you actually did was not your innovation, but it was Adobe's innovation, because the big improvement actually is the implementation of the mixer brush and not something else. You did not discover the mixer brush, you did not discover how to use the mixer brush. Actually, Adobe did that. So it's actually Photoshop and the whole Adobe community and program that is getting better, and you're just saying, hey, yeah, you can do that with mixer brush. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's like what mixer brush was originally designed for, too, you know? So, did it improve my methodology? Yes, it did. Would I recommend for someone to buy your product? And yes, I would, but not for portrait retouching. I'm sorry, but Earth Oliver is very capable. He can show a wide variety of appliances, of applications of this technique to many different types: portraits, interior photography, as we saw, and also product photography. And he's excellent at his job. He can really see the image in depth. But for portrait retouching, to be honest with you, I was a little bit let down, and I don't think that just replacing the Gaussian with the median and the brush with the mixer brush is such a huge innovation by him, but it was a huge innovation by Adobe. His median thing is okay, but it's a little bit geeky and mostly to the numbers. In real life, you don't see the hellos, you know, you don't work in the level that his helper level is wrong. The one that he sees some hellos is totally, I don't know, it's just his psych, you know, it's not mine. And I don't think it's like a retoucher's everyday psych, these hellos. He's just too deep into it. Okay, it's what drives him, what makes him good at his work, but it's not like the world will be destroyed if you use frequency separation with Gaussian blur. About the mixer brush, yep, he uses it well. That's all I can say. If you are like a company that wants to improve the skill level of your retouchers, yes, go ahead and buy it. If you're going to make huge money by applying the cutting edge, yeah, go support these guys. They deserve it. But if you're like a freelance retoucher, you know, working for $10 an image, 15, 20, I don't know, what's your price, you should really, or if you're like a photographer retouching your own portraits, I don't think that they reinvented the wheel here. You can do fine with frequency separation, and you can really do everything just normal. It's just that the mixer brush is better. It's just that the mixer brush is really better. So let's see these two portraits. One was done with frequency separation 1.0. The other one was frequency separation 2.0. This portrait was the 1.0 and this one was the 2.0. These two portraits, except the frequency separation method, they also have a different technique regarding texture, and it's actually my own technique. I haven't seen this anywhere else. So this is the texture technique used in one image, and this is the texture technique used in the other. As you can see, my results in the frequency separation 2.0 technique were also better. This is not, let me say, this is not a result by the frequency separation technique. It is just a result of a different texture technique that I used. So also this is a little bit of a sharper image. I will go to the focus area right here, maybe. As you can see here, the texture levels are pretty equal in the focus point of the pictures, as this eye right here is a little bit out of focus, so it's better to show it here. So This texture technique was with a little bit of noise, while this technique uses actually zero noise technique, but I applied some different methodology of texture that I'm going to be showing in a full-scale tutorial that will come out soon. So, regarding the low frequency treatment, you can really see that this low frequency treatment, like here, I will open both images in Photoshop. They're here. No. So let's see. The low frequency treatment was similar in both images. In this, let's see the original images. I had a problem with this area, the contouring. It seemed a little bit harsh to me, and as you can see, there are two different color variations. This was one of the first areas I wanted to fix. The second problem with this picture was the tan that she has in her nose, and also several minor adjustments here and there. So by a normal methodology of frequency separation, I just evened out some of the textures, and I also made a better diffusion of the light in her face using frequency separation. This result is a solid result for my work, what I think it to be. It's not my best, the best I have done, but it's actually like a finished product that I could deliver to a client of mine. So this image had more of a problem. Her pose I liked really much, but it had more. She was turned off. She turned her face away from the main light, and it created harsher shadows in this area, which I really wanted to fix because I really liked her expression and I wanted to work on it. So by this, I actually managed to get a smoother transitions here. Here I also got better highlights. Maybe this highlight is a little bit too harsh, but I can still work in this image to fix it. And I also used a different texture technique, one that is a little bit harsher. And actually, now that I'm seeing it again, I might go in several different areas and reduce some of the texture. Like here, for example, this does not need to be here. I kind of like the pose here, but maybe this is a little bit too much. And maybe a little bit down here, but I generally am very satisfied with the texture of this image. This is normal workflow for me. I didn't do all this for the review. So what I can say is that the mixer brush really plays some important role in getting the results you want. It blends everything in the skin a little bit better, and it's a new exciting tool to use. But in no way is it reinventing the frequency separation technique. If you use frequency separation with Gaussian blur and just use the mixer brush, you're going to get excellent results as well. I would suggest it for like mass training. It's a good training tutorial. If you're someone that is looking for a training tutorial, yes, go ahead and buy it. Earth Oliver is an excellent retoucher. But if you're just an individual looking to improve their skill a little bit, it will just improve a little bit at not worth $120. That's my perspective on this, and I think this review is complete. Good luck, take care, and bye bye.